Hi, and welcome to Two Tired Teachers.
And we're tired because this is our 2,000-mile review of our Rad Mini step-throughs.
And overall, what you need to know is we still love them after 2,000 miles.
And let us just talk through a few of the things. If this is the first video you're seeing, we do have a 100-mile review, a 500, a 1,000, a 1,500. But things that we still love about these bikes.
One of them is they are durable.
Yeah, we are carrying them with us as we travel.
Yes.
This is not Texas. These are the mountains of northern New Mexico. It's August and it was in the 40s or 30s this morning. So yeah, we're loving it. But anyway, I love that it has the integrated lights.
Yes.
If you're out at night, or you're out and it gets dark, you can turn on headlights and a tail light, and that tail light still functions as a brake light. And it also has an emergency flashing system.
Although we're carrying them with just the handlebars folded down
And
now.
the pedals folded in.
I love that they fold.
We have so
Much
many options,
smaller.
yeah, in ways we can carry them. Let's just talk to you about durability. The tires, the batteries, I have not noticed any depreciation in the capacity or in how long they last.
Now I've had to have a tube replaced.
And yeah, we've each had a flat on the front tire. We did take them into a bike shop at 1,600 miles and had them cleaned and some just overall maintenance done because we were heading to Utah and we wanted them in great shape for that trip.
And they were.
And they did put some leak stop or whatever it is in the tubes on all of them, so we've had no issues since then. These bikes have 5 levels of pedal assist, a throttle, or you can turn all that off and just ride it as a 7-speed bike. So having all of those options, we enjoy. I will be honest, I really only used a couple of gears, like 3 or 4.
Yeah, that's what I use.
On the gears. So if you're looking at one of the Rads that is not a 7-speed, I think you'd be fine, to be honest. Now, we have, during this last 500 miles, yes, we've changed helmets.
Yes.
They are the same helmet, just different colors. We wanted bright colors. But I did take a fall on the Caprock Canyon Trailway, and so hit my helmet pretty hard. She'd hit hers at
Grand Canyon. With rim.
And so we opted, let's go and replace the helmets. These helmets do have a light in the back. Yep. But anyway, some things that we've done differently this 500 miles than we had before.
One is
Two things.
When we took them on trips before, we always rolled them in the back, and we don't do that anymore because we're doing more dispersed camping.
And that means that this is our view. Isn't that amazing? This is where we are staying right now. And this particular campsite, you were saying?
Yes. We get them out on the side. We don't have to bother the pets. That way it's
Of the van.
out. Get them out on the side of the van. We'll park the RV somewhere safe. And
Out of the way.
right up a mile is about our... If we don't find somewhere in a mile, we'll look somewhere else.
Yeah, this is a National Forest Service road. And so that we need to make sure that the road's going to be passable, that it's going to have somewhere for us to camp. And we've gotten them out and ridden them a number of times where we said, nope, this isn't the road for us. And so that's been really nice to have these bikes where we have that ability to not have to unhitch to go scout out a camping site. And so that's been one.
Unhitch and then hitch back up.
And then the other is we have done some amazing, amazing trailways. We spent, as we said, May, I think we said, we'll say it now. We spent May, essentially end of April and May, in Utah at the Mighty 5. And we had the bikes because that's where we kind of started doing some dispersed camping. And we wanted to carry the bikes because they're fun to ride everywhere. And the trails that we got to ride there.
Incredible.
Well, actually, just out at Canyonlands, there wasn't really a trailway there at the section we were staying
It
at.
was a forest road like this.
Well, it was actually much wider and
Yes.
an excellent Forest Service road. We rode it a number of times, different ways. The next stop was,
The next stop was Arches.
and there is a bike path in Moab.
That is wonderful. It goes into the park.
And it also goes out, follows the Colorado River.
Yes.
And we rode it, both of those. We rode it, and that was an awesome ride. Did get to, and that was really nice because the park was actually closed, but you could ride in on the bike
Yes.
trail. Now, if you've been to Arches and you know that zigzag up, we did not do that.
No.
But we could get to the visitor center,
Yes.
or restrooms or whatever
Yeah.
there. The next park was
Capitol Reef. And where we were dispersed, there was not a good place for us to ride. We didn't ride at Capitol Reef.
Yeah, that we didn't want to just ride out that scenic loop, and so we did not ride there, but
Bryce, oh man.
there is, I think it's a Red Canyon
Or
Trailway.
Dixie Forest or
It's
something.
maintained, yeah, I think by the Dixie National Forest. We rode it 3 different times.
Yes.
One was we had actually gone into Bryce National Park, and the places we wanted to go, the loops were closed.
Because the parking lot was full.
Everywhere was full, so we went down to more like the visitor center area, found a spot, got the bikes out, and we could ride to those
Sure.
places that we wanted to go. And then the next day, we rode
We parked at the shuttle service.
and actually rode
Into the park.
And you're riding through Dixie National Forest.
Yes.
It is gorgeous.
Yes.
And these are paved
Yes.
trailways, and then got into the park, and that was awesome. And then the next day, we went down to the Dixie National Forest, not the visitor center, it's down and across from there. It's a trailhead.
Yes.
And we actually rode from there back to our campsite, and it was amazing. It was
Then back out
great.
to the van.
Yeah, and then back out where we parked. And then Zion. That was,
We had the opportunity to ride the scenic drive. On the scenic drive, you can take a shuttle. If you have a ticket for the shuttle, you can walk or you can ride a bike.
and I gotta tell you, at Bryce and at Zion, there were places renting bikes. And so we rode that scenic drive 3 times. We rode it, I believe it was Saturday morning. My favorite one, though, was Sunday evening. And the reason that was my favorite, I don't know what time those bike stores closed, but the people who had rented the bikes had them back. And so there were not, I would say it was a fourth of the crowd that was there on Saturday during the day. And it was just magical. I mean, the colors, it was just amazing. And then we rode it again Monday. I mean, we couldn't be there and not ride it. But those trailways, having the bikes with us and the opportunity to ride those, GoPro's turning off.
Yes.
It was pretty magical. I got to tell you, it was just amazing.
Yes.
And so, while we still enjoy riding the bikes around town, we still
Sure.
enjoy just riding the bikes. This trip, we've used it for the dispersed camping, but
Yes.
then we also went into Albuquerque, visited with our friend,
Selah award-winning author Vicky Castell from Albuquerque, who writes Christian fiction. If you're not familiar with her, look her up.
yeah, and we have a couple of videos where we've interviewed her, but she and her husband have rads, and we went on a 20-mile bike ride
With them.
in Albuquerque, and that was pretty amazing. And so the cool thing is, I'll be honest, on that back ride in Albuquerque, there was one point where it was at least 2
Yes.
miles that we were descending. Well, old school, back of my mind, I keep thinking, we're going to have to go back up this. It
No
was really no
problem.
problem. Well, and then we also, at that Royal Gorge,
Yes.
it's not Royal Gorge, it's Rio Grande Norte.
Well, yeah, Wild Rivers
Recreation area.
We were camped in Little Arsenic.
Campground,
and
yeah.
We rode 7 miles, total of 14, a little over 14.
And so, after 2,000 miles, the bikes are still in great shape.
Yes.
Probably around every 500 miles or so now, we
Yes.
may take them in, have them adjusted and cleaned up, and just because we're riding them pretty hard. But we are loving them, and Rad no longer gives Amazon gift cards, but they do give Rad gift cards. So if any of our videos have helped you and you decide to purchase a Rad, if you will reach out to Rad and let them know that twootiredteachers@yahoo.com referred you, we sure would appreciate it. Thanks for watching
Two Tired Teachers.